Welcome to the fight of your life. Are you willing to die to shine? Nobody is taking us down. We are here for the crown of sound.
Welcome to the Power Hour, day 4 of Welcome to
400.
Rockville. It's Caity Babs, and we're here with Filter. So exciting. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
New songs out.
Yes,
Face down.
Face down, yes.
So we get to hear it live today. I'm
Yep.
assuming.
Yes,
I'm
we're
assuming
playing
we
it
get to
Spoiler?
hear
Is
it.
that a spoiler?
I mean, you can only assume you're going to hear
I assume that's going to
a
happen.
new single.
You
once
gotta
they
you
come
gotta
out
play
with
something from this century.
it. Yeah, right. And
It's like a lot of it's from the other century, 20 years ago. So.
It's true,
Gotta
but
play
we're
something
fans. We're fans of all of it.
Yeah.
We like everything from Filter, and
Awesome.
I have this really core memory in my head from when I was so young, and I always talk about Much Music in
Yep.
Canada. It was like MTV,
yeah.
right? And they would play Much Loud, and it came on really late, and I was never allowed to stay up late, so I'd sneak out of my bedroom and I'd turn the TV really, really low so I could, and I would have a notepad and I'd write down every hard rock song that I liked. And when Filter, like, Take a Picture came on, it's not even like a heavy song
No.
or by any means, but when I heard that, when you hear certain lyrics or a tone in a voice and it just like gives you chills and will forever mean something to you, that song totally changed my life.
That's
And
awesome.
I love it so
Thank
much.
you for changing her life.
You changed my life with that song.
I'm
It's just
glad it
one of
can-
those ones that really got me through like a tough time. Everybody has that song, I
Yeah.
feel like, and Filter, you guys were definitely part of it.
It's actually a really heavy song lyrically. It's
Lyrically,
really
yes.
Yeah.
really heavy. But yeah, no, I'm super proud of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites too. So
It's a great, great song. So I'll probably, if I hear it live today, if I'm able to go to the set and not do an interview and I hear that, I'll probably be like, oh my god.
it's been known to happen. I had a guy crying his eyes out, like right in front of the stage. I was like, dude, it's all good. We're gonna,
It's
I feel like
okay,
there's
you
like
know.
there's a
We're doing
Kleenex
it.
sponsorship opportunity here that could be explored.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, we were just saying off camera, you guys had just been announced, recently, Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Ministry, Filter. Now, obviously Rob Zombie and Ministry contemporaries of yours, but what's it like for you? I have to think growing up, Alice Cooper fans, does that blow your minds?
Absolutely. Well, meeting him was amazing. He's like the nicest dude in the world. And we played his charity, and he was just like he's like let me pretend I'm choking you. He's like pretend I'm choking for a picture that we did. It was really fun.
He's awesome,
He came into the green room to introduce himself. Of course.
Yeah, he
It's
was
like,
really
Alice. And he's like, thank
really
you for doing this, guys,
personable
and it was really it meant a lot.
Yeah, and he's been around for a long time, and he's like, it's like they're so cool. You know what I mean? Like they've learned everything, so they know everything, and they're like, this is the time to relax and chill and be cool. And yeah, so it was just amazing to hang out with him.
And then Rob Zombie, it's like,
Oh,
Yeah,
anything he says to you, you're, oh my god.
he's another one that's just like, yeah, hey, how's it going? Good to see you again. Like sweet and yeah.
And you were telling us before when you guys were talking about the Freaks on Parade tour that he was telling you, hey man, play the hits.
He's like, just make sure they play the hits.
I wouldn't even know how to respond to that.
That was the message. I'm like, as long as we have hits, we're rolling with some hits, bro.
And then Ministry. That's
Yes.
just crazy,
Yeah.
It's just like, they're just wild. I mean,
Well,
Alice
yeah.
and Rob, of course, but then Ministry is like, whoa.
Ministry is legitimately a band that changed my life. There's a story that I have that I always tell. Basically, I was 17, and I listened to a lot of U2, and I had a digital delay like the Edge, and I played like guitar parts like that, and I submitted my demo to get assigned to a label, and they turned me down, and they said, dude, you sound way too much like U2, and I was devastated. Being a little 17-year-old kid from Cleveland, Ohio, it was devastating. And I called my friend Trent Reznor, and I said, dude, they just told me my music sounds like you too. He's like, why don't you go listen to some new shit then, bro? And I'm like, okay. And just then a friend of mine, Dave Soleil, came in with The Land of Rape and Honey.
Oh yeah.
And it absolutely changed my life because it was like super aggressive, totally original, completely original. Like nothing sounded like Ministry, and it was aggro and angry, and that's how I felt when I was a kid. So I was like, oh my God. I told the same story to Al Jorgensen. He's like, really? Well, it changed my life too. So
Yeah,
But-
I actually talk about that story on my Sirius XM show all the time. Whenever I'm going into Hey Man, Nice Shot, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what's funny? Like Trent Reznor was like, yo, dude, go and listen to this,
Yeah.
and then create something different. And that's
Yeah.
how Filter like became something, right?
well, it was I
You were doing it
when
but
Trent
then-
Reznor saw me, like 3 months later after I'd listened to, and I was listening to Skinny Puppy, and
Yeah.
just everything was industrial and like angry synthesizers. No one had ever heard of this before. This music that Al and Kevin Key and Ogre and that they had made, and Trent saw me. And he was like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, my world is dark. I'm smoking a cigarette.
I'm
like,
a different person
I'm a
now.
different person now. All I listen to is Skinny Puppy and Ministry. And Trent was like, dude, I think I have something for you. It's called 9 Inch Nails. And like, I was like, I'm totally in. He played me Head Like a Hole, played me down in it. And I was like, dude, I am on board. And it completely changed my
So
life.
how did you guys meet?
I met Trent. My band opened up for his band, which was called the Exotic Birds. And he worked at this place called Pie Keyboards and Audio in Akron, Ohio. And I went there to go buy my digital delay from this kid named Trent Reznor, who worked at the store. And Trent was like 20, and I was like 17. And
Wild.
we hit it off, and we were friends, and he was just always around playing shows. He was in his band, the Exotic Birds, but he disappeared off the scene. He literally got a job at Great Tracks, Great Recording Tracks, and cleaned the studio and mopped up the bathroom and like to get studio time to make Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I had the pleasure a couple years working. Actually, that's how we met. We both worked at Alternative Press, which is based in Cleveland.
Yes!
And
I know Mike Shea.
we know Mike.
Of course, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
and obviously, and there, as he tells the story, right? He started a magazine because he didn't understand why the Smiths were skipping Cleveland on a tour date.
Oh, yeah.
And he had something to say about it.
Yeah.
So he,
Yeah,
he
did.
created a whole magazine for years to do that, and obviously the early issues, it was basically like a Wax Tracks, state-run media of
Yeah.
sorts between Ministry and 9 Inch Nails, all
Yeah.
that great stuff. And I know for me, that I can say that cassette hit me at a time in my life. I was in 8th grade when Pretty Hate Machine came out, and the tape does not exist anymore. It had warped and eventually went back
such
into
a
the
shame.
universe.
It's now streamed.
Yeah,
it's now streaming.
I've had to buy
Just
it.
like
I
everything.
bought it in other formats now, but it's gone back into the universe. It's back in the solar system. But to your point, that music, I didn't know it could sound like hearing that early Ministry stuff, or Front 242, or the stuff that was coming out at that time. It was sort of. It's hard to describe now
angry
pre-internet.
synthesizers, like angry, mad synthesizers.
Yeah.
It was because Depeche Mode and Information Society. There was all these bands that were like kind of light and airy, and pop. And Trent and I were pissed. We were mad, and he was mad. He was just. He was so angry.
Still
back
thinking,
then.
it's like the best
He's like,
sort
I'm
of angry
cleaning,
voice.
I'm
Yeah.
cleaning this toilet.
Terrible lie.
The
Terrible lie.
greatest
He's
music
mad.
came
Just-
out of it.
Just absolutely.
Now,
Yeah.
you guys recently, there was obviously
We had a
reunion
reunion.
of sorts
Yeah.
lately, and I thought it was such a great moment where
Yeah.
all the former members.
Yeah.
There's been so many great, incredible talents that have come through the ranks over the
Oh,
years.
yeah, with
What was it
Trent,
like for
yeah.
you to sort of, have that sort of homecoming
It
show?
was fucking incredible. It was the most amazing thing on the planet. Like, he was so kind. He's like, you're singing Eraser. You're going to sing all the backups in Sin. You're doing Wish. We're going to learn Hey Man, Nice Shot.
So
We're going to
cool.
learn. 9 Inch Nails learned Hey Man, Nice Shot, which is huge because that is
That's
the
a
song.
big compliment.
That's the song that like I got my courage and quit. That's the song that like I wrote and was like, I think I'm gonna go do my own thing. So when I quit, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was, you know, he wrote the song Piggy, and like, because my nickname was Piggy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he's.
I didn't know that.
Why was your nickname
I love that
Piggy?
song, but
Yeah,
I didn't know that song was
that's-
about you.
Wait, why
That's
were
the
you
ru-
nicknamed that?
Because I went to a Skinny Puppy concert, and Ogre was walking around the stage going, Twilight, last Piggy, Piggy, Piggy. And I did the imitation for Trent, and Trent goes, Piggy, let's go. We gotta rehearse.
All right.
And like he's like, Piggy, that's your new
That's your
nickname.
name now.
Yeah. And so he called me Piggy for
You
a
can't
long
pick
time.
your own nickname. It has to be assigned.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was a
it
sign.
does. It does. You
But
can't be
yeah.
like, oh, hey, I'm Piggy. They're like, wait a second, that's not your name. What's your real name? That happens all the time.
But the show was amazing. We did this huge Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing in Cleveland, Ohio, which is our stomping grounds.
Yeah.
And it was, I literally walked out to sing Eraser, and I was so choked up. I could barely sing it.
Oh,
But
no.
it was so amazing and emotional and fun, and just, it was a huge highlight of my life.
That's
so.
really cool.
I thought it was so great. I like I said, that was Nine Inch Nails were my band growing up, and I collected all the Halos and you know, all the different you know, remixes, the Down In It single, all this other stuff at that time, and you know, seeing them live. I first saw you guys live, and before it was, I guess, on the Wish tour at that time. But like, I never seen anything. I didn't know you could play that kind of music live. I guess
Yeah.
to the same point, not even hearing that kind of music, I didn't understand how it could happen live.
Well,
when
he
I saw it live,
fleshed it out. We fleshed it out. That was good. I was guitar and backing vocals, and
Chris
then
Brenner on drums.
Chris Renner was on drums.
Incredible.
And we had various keyboard players because they would get pissed because Trent would attack us on stage. Trent tackled me on stage over and over and over to the point where I started limping, and I limped for 10 years, and my back got out of alignment, and I had to have this huge back
Oh my
surgery.
God, you had
Yeah.
surgery?
Yes, I've had a fusion
Wow, thanks,
in my
Trent.
back.
This sounds like, by the way,
I mean, I'm not. I encouraged it. I was like, the crowd went nuts whenever we got tackled and fought. I'd fight back, you know. I'd throw
Yeah.
beers at him and stuff.
That's,
You know,
I
yeah.
think you need like there needs to be a Nine Inch Nails HR department. He's tackling
Yeah.
you. He's calling you piggy. It's not very nice.
Yeah, yeah. It was-
Have you
it
ever
was
had
awesome.
an injury on stage?
I don't think so. I
You're
mean,
lucky.
I mean,
You didn't pay it forward to him?
I used to run around and jump off things, and it's actually a miracle I didn't get seriously injured. I mean, I've been doing this now.
We
over
have
20
no wood
years.
in here. We
I
can't
know.
knock on. Is this wood? It kind of is cork.
Knock on
That
cork.
counts. Knock on some cork there.
I know. Watch me today. I'll pull a hammy or something.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
What could I'm always curious about this. Obviously, when you guys play, when a band of your stature plays a festival of this size, many folks hopefully might be seeing you guys for the first time. Do you guys? What is your mind? You kind of go in with a different mindset in this scenario as opposed to where it's your own headlining gig?
No, we look at every show as the most important thing on the planet, and we take it really seriously, and that's why I think we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Is because whenever we play, like, we really, really dedicate that allotment of time to the audience. And these days, like, everybody's got so much shit going on in their lives, like, just to bring some entertainment and just to have something, you know, refreshing and hopefully fun, and you know, it's awesome. It's a privilege. You know, we don't take this lightly. We take it very seriously, and we rehearse really hard, and we, you know, like, want to sound as good as we possibly can. It's an honor to be up there. I can't say that I've always been like this, but like these last like 10 years, I've really like honed
Yeah.
in on just trying to make sure I'm pitch perfect for every song, and you know, just everything, you know, make sure it's awesome.
I'm just excited that you guys are on it. Like, I feel like it's been a while since we've seen
It's been a
Filter
minute,
on a DWP festival. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to all of it. And thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing this
Awesome.
with us. The
Yeah.
Power
Thanks.
Hour on
Yeah.
Access TV. It's Filter. Hell yeah.